Hey Rising Stars, want to know the difference between crushing a live audition and mastering a self-tape? Well, stick around because in this lesson we'll cover both formats. And don't forget to click the link and subscribe so that you can work on me one-on-one, personally, much more in depth. Click the link below and don't forget to subscribe. Live auditions versus self-tape auditions. So now that we got the acting part out of the way, let's go into what to expect during either a self-tape audition or a live audition. When I say live, I mean via Zoom or online. In-person auditions for TV and film are now generally reserved for testing or chemistry reads. In any case, you will want to have a great setup. So, you'll want two lights that both need a stand for each light, a camera phone or camera, a simple backdrop or blank wall, and to make this part easy, you can just check out my Amazon link, which is amazon.com/shop/Cameron for a list of products that I have used that are tried and tested. So you need two lights on each side of your face, just a little bit in front so you can get your eyes bright. If you can step forward from the wall, you'll get less shadows, or at least have a simple halo look. Play around to find what looks right for you. Now, if you really want to step things up, you can get more lights, and a backlight to light your head, which gives a cinematic look, and a light for the backdrop to get rid of the shadows. But this is a lot of production, and I personally don't think that it's necessary. You'll also need a camera, laptop or phone stand, or something to set them on. Good. For live auditions via Zoom, you'll need a good Wi-Fi connection, a bottle of water close by, and your size printed in case you need to take a look before or during the scene. Now, I am not going to go into appearance stuff too much, but one thing I highly recommend is translucent powder for shine and Lumify eye drops for your eyes. You can find them on the store, and I assure you, you will not regret getting these. I also suggest having a small table for your props or a chair or stool for seated auditions. Alternatively, you can book a self-tape studio or space like my own. But if you don't have access to one, it's important that you have your own setup at home. Now, once all set up, make sure your camera is focused and also make sure your reader is right by the camera. If it's a Zoom or live audition, you really want to place the reader just to the side of the camera. But it's often safer to ask casting if they want you to act to the screen looking at the pinned reader. This is all relatively new territory, but if you have multiple eye lines, you want to put them closer to the camera, to the left or to the right. Now, if you are recording your own self-tape at home, have your reader sit very close to the camera, but make sure they don't speak too loud. Now, if you're doing your self-tape at home, you will need a reader. Now, there are websites and apps to find readers online. Personally, I like to use a coach or an actor I know. Your reader is important as they help you tell the story. Some people don't want their reader too loud or acting too much, but I want stuff to work off. Finally, it's always best to edit your video. We don't want to hear the word action or see you cutting the end of the scene and breaking the character. I like to use iMovie as it's easy to use, but you can use software on your phone or other editing programs. I personally like a fade in and fade out, and I bump up the color to make it pop. And something I highly recommend is noise reduction. This takes away white noise and helps us hear you clearly. Play around and find out what looks good to you. Editing is also good as you can choose to make the file smaller, as agents and casting do not accept really big files. Fantastic. So I think you're ready for your self-tape setup, and I'll give some examples so that you know exactly what to do. Great job, stars. Now you are ready to tackle live auditions or self-tapes, and if you still have any questions, just feel free to reach out. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you want to work with me one-on-one, click the link in the description below.